promoter Bob Arum says that if Tyson Fury is to fight Anthony Joshua, it must take place in the United States. Now, he says the reason for this is the fight can gross a lot more money in the US than it can in the UK. However, if you actually read the figures that Bob Arum is talking about, he's way off, okay? Look what he says here. He says, in England, they're going to do well, right? If Joshua versus Fury was in England, they'll do 1 million homes, but they only get $13 a home. What is Bob Arum talking about? 1 million homes? Joshua Fury? Joshua versus Klitschko and Joshua versus Parker did like 1.5 million, there or thereabouts. And you're trying to tell me that Joshua Fury is only going to do 1 million? No, Joshua Fury has got a good chance of hitting 2 million, maybe more, in the UK. So he's way off in terms of what he thinks Joshua Fury would do pay-per-view in the UK. And furthermore, I've got no idea where he gets this $13 a home figure from. Since when was the pay-per-view price in the UK $13? The pay-per-view price in the UK is nearly double this. So if he's doing his calculation based upon 13 times 1 million, then he needs to recalculate because his figures are way, way off. Now, perhaps he made a mistake underestimating how many homes Joshua Fury would do in the UK. And perhaps this $13 figure is, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Perhaps the $13 figure is what would be left after the fighters have taken their cut, or vice versa. What would be left for the networks after the fighters have taken their cut, or what would be left for the fighters after the networks have taken their cut. Maybe that's what he's quoting the $13 for. I don't know. But if it isn't that, and if he actually thinks that it's $13 for a pay-per-view in the UK, again, his calculations are clearly way, way, way off. And therefore, what he's saying here doesn't really make any sense. So he's saying that in the United States, you could do 2 million homes. So 2 million buys, which is $70 million into the promotion. Right now, if you were to make Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, let's say in July, I know they've both got fights coming up, so you can't, but hypothetically, if you were to make Fury versus Joshua in July, there is absolutely no way on earth that the fight would do better in the United States than it would do in the UK. Not even close. However, Bob Arum's plan for Tyson Fury is to build him up. He's said this time and time again in recent interviews, to build Tyson Fury up so that he's a big star in the United States. I think that Bob Arum and ESPN see Tyson Fury and think, you know what? Maybe we can make him the boxing version of Conor McGregor, because, he's got this Irish gypsy background and he is a talker like McGregor. He's brash and controversial. Maybe we can sell him to the American public in a similar fashion to how Dana White sold McGregor to the American public. And if we can achieve that, then we can really cash in on the mega fights with the likes of a Joshua and the rematch with Deontay Wilder. And if they manage to do that, then maybe a Fury Joshua fight would be bigger in the United States than in the UK. Maybe it would be. I'm not going to dismiss that possibility, but they've got a hell of a long way to go before that became a reality, because right now, Joshua versus Fury is way bigger in the UK than it is in the United States. Way bigger. They've got a lot of work to do with this man. I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm not saying they can't achieve it, but they got a lot of work to do. So it all remains to be seen. For now, what does it tell us, the stuff that Bob Arum is saying? For now, it shows us that Bob Arum is not remotely interested in putting Tyson Fury in there against Anthony Joshua anytime soon. That's what it tells me, at least. He wants to build Tyson Fury up, feed him the Tom Schwartzes of the world, market him to the American public, put him all over ESPN, and, put him in a dangerous fight much, much further down the line. Right now, it's all about building up his profile, selling him to the American public. But as I say, if they were to make the AJ fight in the next couple months, the UK is the only logical place to put it. And Bob Arum's figures of 2 million homes, there's no way, if they did AJ versus Fury now in the US, there's no way they'd even do 1 million, never mind 2 million. They might even do less for AJ versus Fury in the United States than they did for Wilder versus Fury, because at least they had an American fighter in the mix for Wilder versus Fury. So I'm not saying they definitely would do less, but it's possible they might. Because Fury versus Joshua, that's 2 Brits. And I know foreign fighters do good numbers in the United States from time to time. Obviously, Pacquiao's fought other non-American fighters in the United States and done good numbers, as just one example. In the UFC, McGregor versus Khabib, I'm sure that did great numbers. But again, these were guys who were built up, particularly McGregor, in the United States for a very, very long time. Tyson Fury is nowhere near that level right now. And obviously neither is Anthony Joshua in the United States. So right now, the only place to make that fight in terms of maximizing the commercial potential is the UK. If they're successful in building Fury up as boxing's version of McGregor, maybe it will be a fight that has to happen in the US. As strange as it sounds, it's possible. Do I think it's probable? Let's just wait and see. Let's see what kind of job ESPN on Bob Arum can do with Fury's profile in the US. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. It's happening, I'm out.
Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.